a mysterious tunnel in an abandoned building that you're going to see for the first time with us, as we've only seen it from the highway. And some disappearing desert here in St. George, Utah. Come along with us and join the adventure.
Welcome everyone to Weekend Escapades. Today we are in St. George, Utah. Just kind of taking a look at an abandoned location that's out here, kind of next to the highway off the I-15. The 15 goes through it, but the place was very rural, as though a year ago there was absolutely no construction. And that's just across the highway, which is right over here. And we're gonna go through the tunnel and show you that location. Now we mountain bike in this area a substantial amount of times. This is a prospector trail that's gonna go off to the right over here. And we've mountain biked on that. And also Church Rocks is right up top, up there. And those are great mountain biking platforms to go on, great trails. And we just hope that that development doesn't cross the highway because it's already taken one of the trail systems across the way. As we come through the tunnel, you'll see the tunnel later in the video that we come through to mountain bike and get on these trails. So they've already taken that trail away and built a significant amount of homes. But this desert beauty, to me, is the most important part. And I don't know if they could ever build in here, but the amazing rocks and things that are here, hopefully this desert will all stay the same and let people enjoy hiking, mountain biking, and just all around fun out here in the beautiful desert.
Now we're going to head in towards this abandoned building that we found out here in the trees. But on the way in, you can see the difference is all of these homes are now being put where it was just desert. And this road right here has been cut in, and you can see this is all going to be residential area and business just off the highway. But as we start walking in, you can see that this was once a beautiful area, and I'm sure it's going to be nice with the homes, but all of this rural walking that we're doing, this hiking that we're doing into the property, you start to see that they're putting all the sewer system and drainage in here, and it looks like it's going to be set for construction. And all this is going to be dug up and built on. Sad to see, but probably a necessary process and progress for the population growth in this area. So this is the area we're going to walk into right here. All these trees, and there's a beautiful path going in here right along a wash. And we're going to find that abandoned building and figure out what it's all about. Now from the highway, you look down at these areas and you think, oh, it's just dirt and a little bit of sagebrush. And when you get down here walking, you don't realize how beautiful things can be. So amongst the desert with all the cactus and things at your feet, there's also a tremendous amount of trees changing color in the fall. And these trails have been here for some time where people just kind of hike through. But again, this looks like it's all going to be torn up and built on. So we wanted to find this building and find out what it's all about before somebody tears it down and builds around it. And there it is in the trees right there. So let's head on over. Now, a lot of you know that watch the channel and subscribe to the channel, which is much appreciated. We do a lot of ghost towns and a lot of history and pioneer history. We travel around quite a bit. But we just wanted to share this little hike with you.
Okay, so this is that building, the abandoned building or whatever we're talking about. I don't know what it is. I'll try and do some research. There's been some crazy art on here. It's like all block. It doesn't look that old actually. The block work looks fairly new.
So from the road and as you're walking up, the outside of this building just looks like block. But boy, I'll tell you, when you get close and look on the inside, all of this graffiti was in here. I was a little shocked. I didn't think I saw any graffiti except for a little bit on the outside wall. But this has really been covered in a lot of paint. And some of it's done fairly well. So after a little bit of research and running across a couple of locals here that were playing airsoft, you know, they shoot little BBs at each other. They're having a good time. And they say that this was an old pump house. There's some piping that sticks up around the back. And it looks like there was a stairwell that went down below this building, and they filled it with cement on the floor. So just walking through a couple of exterior doors and looking at the outside of the building, I really thought it was a dwelling that was out here in the middle of the desert, but it looks to me like it was just an old city pump house. But still, a fairly fun find when you see the people come out here and graffiti and have a good time on what's left in this location. And here's a quick picture of that airsoft crew that was hanging out in the building. Okay, so let's head on over to this mysterious tunnel that goes under the highway. It's about a football field long, but the walk over there, I found it beautiful. Take a look at all the colors that are out here in the desert right next to the highway. One thing for sure about this area is it has a lot of red sand, and this sand is very thick. I don't think a lot of people know about this area. Now, there are people that come down here. I've seen a few people bike through here to get through this tunnel to get over to the Prospector and Church Rocks trails. But you can see this canopy of trees that goes through here. It's extremely clean. There's hardly anything on the ground around here except just the sand and some ground cover. But look at that tunnel sitting right there. Now this thing, again, it's about a football field long. And when you start out, it's fairly light. You get in the middle, it's extremely dark. And all you can see is that little light at the end of the tunnel. Now we wanted to document this area because things are changing here really fast with the growth. And I wanted to get out here and film this before that building was gone. And before maybe you can't get through this tunnel. Well, this was a really fun adventure. Investigating your own town and what's off the side of the road. And this tunnel was a lot of fun to film. And we hope you enjoyed this adventure as much as we did. The disappearing desert, the abandoned building in the middle of the desert, and this mysterious tunnel. Just an overall hike on a relaxing day. And until our next adventure, goodbye from Weekend Escapades. And we'll see you in the next one.